the post-2020 era has been marked by a profound change in customer expectations. We all know, of course, that customers became more familiar with digital services during the pandemic. No company today can exist without some form of digital interaction with our customers. And I would say that companies will never be able to put this digital genie back into the bottle ever again. But the shift in customer expectations is now going beyond digital. There's now a real need and desire to see companies embrace strong values and motivations with the customer at the core.
In some ways, the soft landing view, which is our base case, is actually the clearest to invest in. And so as it stands, our house view is we're overweight bonds. As we're going into this, we're getting good yields. And if in fact inflation does peak out and the economy slows, then this will be a good time to invest in bonds. Our view is that, if the recession's starting in the second half of 2023, that'll probably be pretty close to the time when you need to start getting into equities to start thinking about the next phase. Our base case is that we're still somewhat cautious, that there's a lot of confusion and complicated issues out there. I think we need to be careful about how we're approaching this. When it comes to geographically, within fixed income, we're overweight Asia because we're seeing better yields and we like the balance sheets that we're seeing. Within equities, we're also overweight Asia.
ASEAN capital markets are due to see a significant step up in breadth and depth. Indonesia has the fourth largest population in the world. What about this population will lift Indonesia growth over the next decade compared to the last decade?
Indonesia has been enjoying the bonus demography ever since 2020, and we estimate that it will reach peak at 2030, where the productive age will be double than the non-productive age population.
The way we look at ASEAN is that it doesn't matter who gets the FDI, we are actually integrated and we actually complement each other. We believe very strongly that ASEAN is in a very sweet spot because the US and the China are actually trying to court ASEAN to be part of their ecosystem.
There's like a big opportunities for business and investment in one particular sector, which is healthcare. Thailand is ranked top in Asia in terms of medical tourism and fourth in the world.
ASEAN comprises many different countries with its many unique culture, business practices, and present a whole range of opportunities. Francis, as you head up our ASEAN investment initiative, can you share with us the most exciting opportunity that you are seeing in ASEAN?
We actually see quite a big opportunity in the supply chain shift. ASEAN is benefiting from it. If you look at the listed opportunities within that, we think the best opportunities are actually in tech-related manufacturing. So something like venture in Singapore will be an example of such company. Within ASEAN, actually more than half the listed opportunities in the tech-related manufacturing is actually Malaysia.
We are really constructive on ASEAN currencies in the near term. I've always maintained that with China's reopening, the main country or region that should benefit is actually not China itself, but your regional service exporters to China, like Singapore and Thailand.
Precisely over the last 2 years, we saw that the North Asian markets have actually underperformed, particularly China has underperformed ASEAN. And ASEAN outperformed for the reasons of having a more resilient corporate earnings and a stronger outlook.
The new ways in which to tap into and invest this. And one of it, which we have actually sort of listened to earlier sessions, is the growing vibrancy in the digital distribution space itself. While ASEAN is still at a very early stage in terms of digital advisory, robo-advisory adoptions and digital distribution itself, the growth is on the upward trend, and we can see a widening and broadening ecosystem of diverse players coming into the market.
ASEAN is already the greatest trading partner for China, right? We know that China is part of ASEAN, but ASEAN is now the biggest bloc, surpassing EU. What are your thoughts on that? Do you think that the rise of China in the next decade, maybe, would it bring about a risk or opportunities for ASEAN?
I think it is a great opportunity both for China and for the ASEAN countries.